you guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I was able to achieve this super long 40 inches flat knotless soft faux locks. And you guys, I had so much fun creating this video for you guys, so I hope you stick on to the end and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. To keep this video concise, I'm going to be breaking this video down into 3 sections. I'm going to be showing you how to make the soft locks extensions by yourself from scratch on a budget. I'll be taking you through how to prep your hair, how to get perfect parts, and lastly the installation process. So if you've never done braids before, this video is designed to be easy and beginner friendly enough for you to be able to follow step by step so you can also achieve the same results. Without any further ado, let's just get right into this video. So to start off, you're going to need a couple of stuff. The first one being a rat tail comb with a pointy end, and mine is from Terrie and I. And you're also going to need some conditioning hair gel, something with extra hold, some Brazilian wool to form the thickness of the lock extension, and also a regular crochet needle. A pair of scissors are also going to come in handy, and lastly you're going to need some kinky bulk braiding hair. I got the longest length these came in the color 39. I initially got only 5 packs, but I ended up using 7 packs in total for the length and fullness of braids that I got. And this one is the natural twist from Darling. So for stage 1, making the lock extensions. Typically the kinky hair extensions come in these small bundles, and as you can see it's demarcated with a band around it. So I had 2 varying lengths of locks. The ones in the front were longer than the ones in the back. For the front pieces, I used 2 long pieces and half of 1 long piece. That's 2.5 pieces for the front section. And for the back section, I only used 1 long piece and the remaining half piece from the other bundle. So in all, I used 1.5 pieces. And I ended up making a total of 60 soft faux locks. And I think I had about 5 left over when I was done with the whole installation, but it's better safe than sorry. It's better to have more locks than to have less locks than you need. And the Brazilian wool is going to serve as some kind of a base for the lock that we are going to be creating. So that's what gives it the full thickness and it prevents it from being too stiff. That's why I opted to use Brazilian wool. And also because you can count the strands of the Brazilian wool, it makes it so much easier for you to be able to create the same size locks all around. So the locks that I had in the front section were 40 inches long, and the ones that I had in the back were 35 inches. And I had a tape measure right there to make sure that I wasn't making any mistakes. I wasn't making some longer than some or shorter than some. I would always reference with a tape measure to make sure that I was getting the same length all around. As you can see, I'm sectioning off 3 strands so we can start making the front locks. And I'm starting the whole wrapping process with the first short piece that we are going to be using, and I'm going to fold that over the rope thingy that we've formed, and that's what I'm going to start wrapping off with. And to make sure that it doesn't start unraveling, I'm going to be wrapping it at least 3 times to secure it. And I'm going to let go of the other strand, and using that other remaining strand, I'm going to start wrapping around as loosely as possible because we are going for the messy soft look. So it doesn't really have to be as precise, and we're going to keep on wrapping until we get to the end of that strand. I'm going to pick one of the longer pieces and just continue wrapping in the same exact direction as I was wrapping the previous one. Also remember to keep it as loose as you possibly can to prevent the lock extension from becoming too stiff. And we're just going to keep on wrapping until that piece finally runs out. Immediately that piece runs out, I'm going to pick the last remaining piece and continue wrapping that as well. It's pretty much self-explanatory, and then I'm just going to keep on wrapping until I run out of that lock, and then I'm done. Now you really don't need to do much to secure the base. It just kind of flows into each other at the end of it, and it doesn't end up unraveling at all, which is amazing. Got my money in my pocket like this.
Bitcoin in my wallet like this. Wisdom in my knowledge like this. I follow God, I know they follow man. For you, I might have to consider trips to LA taking.
And for the shorter locks in the back, we're just going to repeat the previous steps that we just did. But the only difference is that we are going to be using one piece instead of two, and then a shorter piece. So we're going to start off with a shorter piece and then continue wrapping with the longer piece. So that's just what I'm doing to show you guys right now.
You know, say I'm falling for you.
Once I'm done, I'm going to cut off any flyaways that I want to, but I kind of like the messy look, so I just did a little bit of trimming. And then I'm going to be taking my scissors and then cutting the rope holding the locks. So this is how the locks turned out in the end. The bushy ends that you can see is going to be our point of attachment when it comes to the installation process. Moving on to section number 2, which is prepping and parting, we are going to be starting off with pre-washed and pre-stretched out hair to make working with it so much easier. Next, I'm going to be sectioning off my hair into 3 sections, and we're going to have 2 sections on top and 1 in the back. And I'm going to start the back section from where my ear is using a rat tail comb. And then I divided the top section right down the middle, and this doesn't have to be perfect from the start. These are just some base guidelines that we are going to be using as we go. Next, we're going to be creating the base braids for us to use for our installation. So I wanted my soft faux locks to look super full, and to be able to achieve this, I created 4 equal rolls with the back section, and then I sectioned off the top section into 8 smaller rolls. So 4 on one side and 4 on the other side. I'm going to be dividing each roll into smaller sections and smoothing out the lines to give us those clean looking parts. I'm going to be dividing the first roll into 4 equal sections, and I'm going to be using some hair gel for this. The neater your braids look, the more professional it looks.
Bitcoin in my wallet like this. Wisdom in my knowledge like this. I follow God, I know they follow man. For you, I might have to consider trips to LA taking photographs.
My inner ghetto braider feels more comfortable using this instead of a rat tail comb, guys. So you're going to be seeing more of this instead of the rat tail comb, but please do not be like me. Stay bougie and use your rat tail comb. And I'm not going to braid it all the way down. I'm just going to braid to the middle section. You can braid it all the way down if you want to, but it's really not necessary. It's all going to be tucked in into your locks, so you really don't have that much to worry about. I'll be repeating the same process all through the rest of the braids, and then I'm going to move to the next row. On the next row, you're going to overlap the parting space to form this brick style parting, and this prevents your braids from looking scanty. Once you're done sectioning, twist it down, and then you're able to braid each individual one easier.
Overloading, I'll be overloading your bank account. Money plenty, tell me the amount. No one told me love would taste like this. Got my money in my pocket like this. Bitcoin in my wallet like this. Wisdom in my knowledge like this.
So as you can see, I'm almost done with the base braids. I'm dividing the final row, and you can see more clearly here how I was able to divide and section off the base braids in the front section, also into 4 braids. So I applied the gel directly into the parting space, and using hair gel really helps you to clean up your parting, making it so much neater.
No trouser fit to contain. Got your body in a package. You know, say I'm falling for you. Overdose me, your love they overdose me. Now you, I want me love you. I think of overloading. I'll be overloading your bank account. money plenty, tell me.
And base braids complete. I really liked how the base braids alone turned out. I'm kind of imagining how this hairstyle is going to look with some beads at the end of it. What do you guys think? Should I recreate something like that? Let me know in the comment section down below. And the hardest part of this hairstyle is actually done. The whole installation process took me literally less than 30 minutes. It was super quick.
We storming on my knowledge like this. I follow God, I know they follow man. For you, I might have to consider trips to LA, taking photographs. If it's signed by me, then it's an autograph. Oh my, no go downgrade. Make I carry your luggage. I define you for 4 days. 4 days, oh no trouser fit to contain. Get your body in a package. You know, say I'm falling for you.
And now time for the grand finale, the installation process of our soft faux locks. So I already started, did a few in the back so you guys can see how it's gonna turn out overall. And I'm starting to lose light because I'm filming with natural lighting, so I wanted it to go a bit faster before everywhere turns dark.
Account money plenty, tell me the amount.
Taking your crochet needle, passing it in the midsection of the base braid. Next, you're going to open up the claps. You're going to open up the claps section and secure off the bushy part we left on the faux lock extension. And once that's secured, you're going to pass that back out of the base braid. And then you're going to wrap that part up the base of the braid, making sure to conceal your actual hair in the wrapping process, but try not to make it too tight. Remember, we are doing soft faux lock, so remember to keep your wrapping as soft as possible.
Make I carry your luggage. I define you for 4 days. 4 days, oh no trouser fit to contain. Get your body in a package. You know, say I'm falling for you.
And once that piece runs out, I'm going to pick a completely new strand from the kinky braiding hair pack, and I'm going to start wrapping that at the exact point where the previous piece ended. And I'm going to keep on wrapping that until that piece runs out. I'm going to also do a couple more, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to do a couple more so you guys can see how it's done. And for my visual learners, watch as I go. So you're going to be trimming off any flyaways on the faux locks if you had any. And with this hairstyle, you do not need to dip it in hot water.
Oh my, no go downgrade. Make I carry your luggage. I define you for 4 days. 4 days, oh no trouser fit to contain. Get your body in a package. You know, say I'm falling for you. Overdose me, your love they overdose me. Now you, I want me love you. I think of overloading. I'll be overloading your bank account. Money plenty, tell me the amount. No one told me love would taste like this. Got my money in my pocket like this. Bitcoin in my wallet like this. We storming on my knowledge like this. I follow God, I know they follow man. For you, I might have to consider trips to LA, taking photographs. If it's signed by me, then it's an autograph. Oh my, no go downgrade. Overdose me.
This is how the final locks turned out. I really do hope you found this video helpful. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. This hairstyle is so low maintenance and stress free. And I was able to rock this hairstyle for a maximum of, I think, a month or a little over a month. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please remember to hit the subscribe button down below and like this video if you did like it. And I'll see you in my next video next week. But until then, bye-bye.
Trips to LA, taking photographs. If you sign by me, then it's an autograph. Oh my, no go downgrade. Make I carry your luggage. I define you for 4 days. 4 days, oh, no trouser fit to contain. Get your body in a package. You know, say I'm falling for you.